Not to mention all the girls clamoring to catch his eye, especially that Marinette dummy and that stuck-up Chloe. Pfft.
With a new season on the horizon, I'm excited to see what's next for Miraculous Ladybug. In my opinion, one of the more positive changes for the series is the introduction of a new Hawk Moth. After 5 seasons of Gabriel failing to achieve his goal, I'm keen to see someone else take over the mantle of Paris's greatest supervillain. Lila is the perfect fit for this role as she has slowly made herself a formidable adversary for Ladybug and Cat Noir. In today's video, I want to discuss what makes Lila so different from Gabriel and how those differences may turn her into the most significant threat the world has ever seen.
I really want to thank you for trusting me, Mr. Agreste. I'm very honored to be able to protect Adrien, but I'm saddened by all the people around him.
Number 1. She's working alone. Although Gabriel began his career as Hawk Moth alone, he gains allies throughout the first 5 seasons. As Natalie was a longtime friend of Gabriel and Emily, she likely knew the reason for Emily's terminal illness and about the Peacock Miraculous. It's also possible that she knew Gabriel wanted to use the Butterfly Miraculous to bring Emily back and supported his plans, not anticipating how far he would go to see his wife again. At the very least, she shares his ambitions and ultimately risks her life by becoming Mayora and Gabriel's closest confidant. Gabriel also has an alliance with Tomoe, an old friend from his past who knows he wields the Butterfly Miraculous. To my dismay, the series doesn't explain why Gabriel recruits Tomoe as his ally or what she's receiving from their deal. They appear on less friendly terms, with Tomoe disapproving of Gabriel's methods and his recurring failures. However, he needs her technological expertise to create the alliance rings and pull off his master plan. Aside from his friends turned allies, Gabriel often relies on Lila and Chloe. Chloe can be counted on to become an akumatized villain or to create one in a pinch. There are numerous occasions where Gabriel sends an Akuma out prematurely, like in Miracular where he anticipates Chloe becoming upset enough to join his cause. His assumption proves correct when Chloe later wants to become akumatized to get revenge on others. Lila takes on a similar role, but instead of becoming a recurring akumatized villain, she acts as Gabriel's spy within Adrien's class, feeding Gabriel information about Adrien's personal life. Gabriel finding allies only made him a stronger villain. Honestly, I think half his plans wouldn't be as successful as they were without Natalie there to see them through or offer support. In contrast, Lila is much better off by acting as a standalone villain. We know that she'll eventually turn to akumatizing the people of Paris, but she doesn't seem like the type of person to trust anyone. If she does find allies in the future, she's just as likely to betray them for personal gain. We witness her doing the very same to Chloe in the 5th season, using her as a puppet before abandoning her once their alliance no longer favored her.
All that remains to do is perpetuate this facade until it becomes truth in everyone's eyes. Absolutely everyone.
Number 2. She's hands-on. Adding onto the idea that Lila will act as a standalone villain, I believe her independence and self-reliance are her strongest characteristics. From what we've witnessed in the series so far, Lila doesn't depend on or trust anyone, which means she's completely isolated. Assuming the women shown in Revelation are her legal guardians, Lila doesn't depend on them to care for her either, spending her time between swapping houses and lying to them about her whereabouts. Without the support of others, Lila has no choice but to rely on herself to get things done. She's the embodiment of the saying, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. I think she'll live by this motto for the first half of the 6th season as Gabriel's akumatized villains failed to steal the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses for him. However, she may akumatize people who have higher chances of success, like someone who is physically fit or especially ambitious. Yet, I think a handful of akumatized villains in the 1st season should be Lila in disguise. We witness how she does exactly this in Miraculous World London, as she somehow discovered how to akumatize herself without wearing the Butterfly Miraculous, a feat Gabriel doesn't even consider trying until the 2nd season. During the special, she takes on 2 akumatized forms with specific skill sets designed to give her the upper hand against her enemies. Lila's meticulous planning means she can be self-reliant, as she doesn't mind a single plan taking time to bear results. In contrast, Gabriel often depended on strangers to do his bidding. The majority of his akumatizations occurred on the spur of the moment, meaning he knew next to nothing about who he recruited aside from the negative emotions that motivate them. There were even moments where his akumatizations go awry and he must go with a questionable plan B. The first thing that comes to mind is when he accidentally akumatizes baby August before purposefully turning him into Gigantitan. Naturally, the very young child doesn't heed a word Gabriel says and is easily apprehended by Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Don't you want to exterminate Marinette for good, like the vermin that she is, and make her lose everything? Of course I do.
Number 3. She knows her enemies. Gabriel's habit of becoming a recluse and staying indoors means he doesn't have many opportunities to interact with the heroes in or out of costume. Although he knows Adrien, he has no idea that he maintains a double life as Cat Noir. Unfortunately, had Gabriel taken an interest in Adrian's social life and learned more about his friends, he would have gained insight into all the miraculous wielders in Paris. Oddly enough, Gabriel and Natalie do spy on the miraculous wielders outed in Miracle Queen, but only for a limited time. Again, if Gabriel took the time to know his enemies, he could have found an upper hand to overpower the heroes or steal their miraculouses sooner. I think this was an oversight on his part, and a subplot of him targeting the other wielders like he did with Alia would have been interesting. I can't imagine Lila making the same mistake. If she stole the information regarding the Miraculouses and their wielders from Natalie in Revelation, then the French superhero team should be on her radar. At the very least, she attended school with some of those outed heroes and learned how to manipulate them. Now that she's enrolled in their school under a new alias, I fully expect her to continue spying on these heroes and attempt to infiltrate their friend group. By knowing her enemies personally, she'll be leagues ahead of Gabriel when trying to defeat them.
Your secrets are mine, and soon I'll have your miraculous monarch.
Number 4. She keeps her motivations to herself. I'm a firm believer that the only thing that made Gabriel a compelling villain was his desire to restore his family. Using sympathy to make an antagonist appear more human is a sure way to make an audience fall in love with them or support their actions. In my experience, Gabriel creating relatively harmless villains in the first few seasons because he desperately wanted to save his wife made me like his character. There's something compelling about a man doing everything he can to save his loved one, even if it means sacrificing his morals and sanity. Granted, there's only so much I can overlook, and he became irredeemable in my eyes once he began to hound Adrian about his personal life, going so far as to control him through his amuck. While I started with sympathy for Gabriel and slowly lost it over the course of the series, I'm going into the 6th season with none for Lila. I don't have the faintest idea why she wants the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses or what her ultimate goal could be. The audience has limited information about her backstory, and even that appears to be fabricated. However, despite not having any emotional stock in her success or defeat, Lila's many mysteries make her feel more dangerous than Gabriel ever was. Not to mention, Gabriel only wielded the Butterfly Miraculous for a few months, but according to the episode Time Tagger, it seems like Lila will continue outmaneuvering the heroes for the next decade. That alone says everything about her capabilities, ambition, and motivation.
Please, I invented Freestyle Clash.
Whoa, for real?
Of course, for real. I never lie.
While Gabriel kept the heroes scrambling for a way to defeat him for months, I suspect that his actions and motivations won't hold a candle to who Lila will become during the 6th season and beyond. She's clever, patient, and meticulous, nearly beating Ladybug and Bunnix during her first week of having the Butterfly Miraculous. There's no doubt in my mind that Lila's journey to becoming the new Hawk Moth will leave Ladybug and Cat Noir questioning their capabilities, and if they have what it takes to save the world. It seems clear to me that as a villain, Lila's character has everything that Gabriel lacked, which will make her more dangerous than the heroes and Miraculous fans realize.
Oh, right, the update. I actually wanted to tell you today, taking this class has been an eye-opener for me.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
I don't believe this replacement was in our agreement. As the face of the Gabriel brand,
You were only the face of my brand in exchange for a mission.